When most people think about concept albums, recordings like Pink Floyd's The Wall come to mind. For me, however, the very first concept album that I was exposed to was something called From Beyond the Grave. It was a Spider-Man story, a rock comic to be exact. Truthfully, I'd never heard of a rock comic, but it was cool. The album Gatefold opened up like a comic book to display some amazing art by the legendary John Romita. My friend, Dave Nilsson, was the lucky owner of this album, but he let me borrow it and I transferred it to a cassette tape. I think it might have been one of the very first albums I ever bootlegged. Well, that one along with Sean Cassidy's Born Late and an album by the Carpenters that I can't remember the name of now. So what made this album so special? Well, to start, it was a legitimate Spider-Man story. It had a script and some talented voice actors to bring it to life. It was like something you might have heard on the radio if you'd been born 30 years earlier. Or if Spider-Man had been born 30 years earlier. He wasn't around back then either, but you get the idea. And the story was broken up by some really great songs by a band called the Web Spinners. Now, who are the Web Spinners, you ask? The Web Spinners are, of course, a fictional group created by Ron Dante. Now, Dante was also the lead singer of another fictional group, one with a #1 hit. In the late 60s, 1969 to be exact, the Archies hit it big with their one and only hit, Sugar, Sugar. So after finishing up work on From Beyond the Grave in 1972, Dante began a long and fruitful relationship with singer Barry Manilow as his record producer. Not only was he producer, but he often sang backup on Manilow's recordings, including my favorite all-time Barry Manilow song, the 1974 #1 single, Mandy. And ever the Renaissance man, in 1978, Dante produced the Tony Award-winning musical review Ain't Misbehaving on Broadway. So that said, this video isn't about Ron Dante. It's about Spider-Man and his freaking awesome Rockomic. This album is also available to stream on YouTube if you want to watch it. Or if you want to pay for a download, you can pick it up super cheap on Amazon for just a couple of bucks. You can also pick up a copy of the album on eBay, but it isn't going to be super cheap. As a matter of fact, it is super expensive. It's probably going to run you about 150 bucks these days. So unless you really just have to have that physical copy, go download it on Amazon. That's really the way to go. So all of the songs are great, but I do have a couple of favorites. Groove to Be Free and Stronger the Man really capture the spirit of early 70s Spidey stories. The songs actually feel like they were written as part of the story instead of just a song that was someone had already worked on and they were trying to shoehorn it into this project. In short, From Beyond the Grave is a complete effort. The songs by Dante and the story work perfectly. This is an album, if there ever was one, that truly deserves to be reissued on vinyl. I know I don't. So alright folks, anyone remember this album besides me? Am I the only one? If you do, let me know what you thought about it in the comments section below. And if you like this video, please click on the thumbs up and subscribe buttons. That's how I'll know to make more videos like this one. But most importantly, as always, thank you so much for watching.